Okay. I don't know what's going on, but I'm either grieving or I'm giggling and there's nothing in between. So it's been a really weird day. I have a case of the giggles. I don't know. I think it's a day 8, so maybe the shit finally lifted, But yeah, I don't have a lot to say today. I feel like I say that every time and then I talk for 10 minutes. So, yeah, something came up today in a meeting I was just in that was like, we were talking about setting goals for the new year and how, like, a lot of us have resistance to setting goals because we've done it in the past, and then you get like a year later and you're like, I didn't do any of that shit, And then you're like, why even set a goal? And um and yeah, it can be like, I don't know, there's like so much pressure at this time of year to like set your vision, set your goals, and like do all this stuff. And especially, I mean, maybe neurodivergence has nothing to do with it, but like I feel like we all just change so much over the course of a year. Like, is there even, like, should we even do New Year's anything anymore? Like, is it even important to have like a yearly milestone check-in thing? I think it's fun though. Like, it's kind of fun to reflect back and like, it's almost fun. Ooh, maybe we should look at it this way. Like, how much have I changed? Can you believe I wanted that this time last year? Like maybe it should be like a signifier of how much we've grown and like how much we've changed, rather than trying to be like, oh, I didn't do any of the shit I said I was going to do. Unless you feel bad, about, like, truly, like, you're like, dang, I wish there's some things where it's like you put it on there every year and you still don't do it. So like, I also understand that it's like kind of different, but all this to say, like, I feel like we all have these things come up in our lives, and for everyone it's different. Like, for someone this year it's their body, and for someone else this year it's their career or their mindset or like sobriety, or like we all have these things. I'm just like becoming obsessed with people's things. Like, okay, not how it sounds. Not how it's supposed to sound. Okay, but like, I mean, like, intuitive hits. Like, I feel like we all have these intuitive hits. I've cracked, you guys. I've cracked like an egg. I don't know. But like, I've been calling them things because of like the 9 things that I read the other day. And like, I feel like things get really big in our lives until we face them. And so, anyways, I'm really obsessed with this idea that we like, I can't. I'm obsessed with like how... Oh man, okay, I've got it together. Acting. I just feel like we kind of shame ourselves for like changing over the year or over time and like pivoting and switching what's happening. We were talking about how it's kind of like being on a roller coaster in the dark, and you guys, I can't. Let me get my thoughts together here. I've talked about this concept of like divine inklings for a long time. They're basically intuitive hits is what I'm kind of starting to put together, but like they're the little nudges, little voices, things that just like jump out to you. And especially when you're on a path where you're trying to be more self-aware and you're trying to take care of yourself and you're on a path of growth, like it gets easier and easier to hear or like get more of those. Like, I feel like I hear more of them because I'm paying attention to them. And like, so I think what I'm realizing is like how crucial it is to pay attention to those things as they come up and listen to them and stop making a story about them. Like, okay, so for example, in my photography business, I really enjoyed doing that for the couple of years that I did it. And now it's become stale and it's not lighting me up like it used to. And now it's kind of this thing like hanging over me that like I don't really want to do anymore. Like, and it's taken me a while to admit that, because you put all this time and effort into building programs or building a business or building this thing. But like the truth is, all of these different paths are leading you to where you're meant to go. Like, I feel so much more aligned doing this than I ever did. I won't say ever, but like than I would if I tried to force photography on myself right now. And I still love taking photos, and it's so nice to like land a random client and just go do a photo shoot one day. And it's like this refreshing breath of fresh air because I'm not doing it every day. And like same with video. I hated video freelancing as a videographer. But like now if I get a client, or I have one retainer client that I love because I get to go shoot something that I wouldn't normally get to shoot, and it doesn't take up my entire 8-hour day. It's just like this one piece of my month where I get to make a video for a client, and it doesn't like swallow me whole. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is like, those were both things I tried to make my full-time career path. And maybe it's because I'm neurodivergent, but like I'm starting to understand I really need a mixed bag of things to make me happy, especially creatively, for it to be creatively fulfilling and fulfilling as a career. But all of these things have informed and led me to where I am now. If I hadn't taken a job at Wild Foods and done like photo and video about smoothies in 2016 or whatever that was, like I wouldn't have learned how to do, overhead shots and like food and product photography, which is like coming back around for me. Like I've been enjoying doing that, and now I want to get into UGC content, and I'll be able to use that kind of stuff that I learned there, and like random things that I just feel like I wouldn't think, jobs that I took that I didn't think would pay off. Freaking the last job I had at Oni like was kind of random. I was like, I don't know anything about Fortnite. I don't know anything about video games. But it seemed like a great job. It seemed like a great fit. I was the person they needed at the time, and they were what I needed at the time. And because of that, I was led to YouTube. Like literally because of that job, I had to sit on YouTube for hours a day. And by nature of being on YouTube for hours a day, I started to find YouTube stuff that I really liked. And so, yeah, just like, it's kind of blowing me away, I guess, like how we try so hard to pigeon ourselves into visions and goals. And I think those are important. Like you have to have something you're working towards, but we also have to let those things change and shift, because if you don't, like you're just like holding on to something stagnant. Like humans were just like meant to evolve and like keep changing and keep growing and doing things different. And yeah, like you got to do the thing that's right in front of you first, and like those things make themselves known. I truly believe that. And yeah, the rest kind of just like falls into place, I think. So that's my sober thought of the day. Today was interesting. Oh, I just woke up really early. Maybe that's why I'm correct. Woke up early, got some yoga and meditation, and went to a meeting, and then fell asleep for an hour. And then I worked on like a Taylor Swift video. Don't tell anyone what my next week's video is about. This week's video is about, but a Taylor Swift video. So I also feel cracked because I literally worked, like just thought about Taylor Swift all day. But yeah, so I think that's really all I need to share today. I'm kind of like late to posting it all, so I'm just gonna get this out and call it a day. But I mean, even this vlog in general was one of those little ideas, right? And like, I don't know where it's leading me. I'm on the roller coaster in the dark with this one for sure. Like I didn't want to do it today, but I was just like, F it, I said I was gonna do this, so we gotta see it through now. And I think it's teaching me a lot. I think it's teaching me a lot and getting me a lot more comfortable with doing this. So that's cool. I could never have done this a year ago or 6 months ago or even 3 months ago. So keep following your nudges. That's your intuition, your divine inklings, your good ideas, good advice. And we're recording, right? Okay, good. All right, awesome. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay.